Hello, this is the PrairieLearn auto drawing code walkthrough video, and in this video I will be going through a few of the source code files for the auto drawing feature, specifically walking through a few of the HTML as well as the Python scripts that help them interact with each other so you can make any drawing randomized. So going to our website, once you launch it, you go to the home page, you go to estimate for 2833, and then going into questions, we'll look at homework 5, question 2a first, and we'll be looking at actually auto drawing this picture up here with the different ports, the different inputs and outputs for every single pin, as well as the location of the LEDs and buttons as shown here. So going into files and going into the HTML, you can see a lot of hard-coded stuff here, but specifically we're looking at setting these values right here, wherever you see the double brackets with params. This is where we are actually customizing it to be at different spots. So you can see I've labeled them left side arrows. So looking at this preview, all these left side arrows, this is what I'm talking about here, and we're going to be showing the direction of those arrows. So X1 is just setting whether it's going to be an input or output as well as the angle. So you know X1 and Y1 when we set arrows, as shown in the previous video, is where the starting point of that thing is, the arrow is, as well as the angle is if it's 0 or 180 degrees in this chance, which I'll show you in a second. And another instance of this is showing X1 for the location of the circles. So going into the actual server.py for this, you can see we have some different inputs. You have the set of different things as well as the port list. So with a lot of these, you can see the random int right here, 0 through 5, which is our port list. So you know exactly which port you're looking for. And then you also have a lot of different other random ints, 0, 1 for inputs versus outputs. And then around here too, we can see some random choices. So this is how we're just randomly choosing whatever one, and we're doing some fact checking in these if statements right here to make sure everything is set right. And at the bottom of this file, you will see all the data params. Anything you need to pass through needs to be in one of these data params. So for some of these, it is for the actual C auto grader in this homework question specifically, but a lot of these you can see down here is the actual parts that you're seeing in the HTML. And this is very similar to how I do it in homework. The 2B for this question. Another drawing we have is on homework question 5. And as you can see here, if I go to the HTML, again, very similar idea, just a lot of different values. And this one isn't as randomized anymore, so I'm just showing you another way we are doing that. But the randomization is in the colors right here. So it can be any parameter. You still have to set your other parameters, but this one is a little less randomized, a lot more hard-coded, but it's not need to be. It's the colors, so you can see the locations of these red colors, arrows, as well as these ports over here, are what being randomized with this port. And again, in the server.py, this is where you're seeing a lot of the things that are being set. One of the other questions I'll show you for right now is on homework 8. And on homework 8, question 1b, we can see this being set. And on this question, we are only really randomizing the values of here. And again, we see the randomization, and I probably should have shown the other problems with these voltages and what voltage are being sent. And again, in server.py, we are just selecting a random range, as you can see in here, and then we're setting it down here. So that is our video about how the HTML and going through a little more of our code to show what parameters were being set. And then here are the resources for these actual things, the PrairieLearn documentation on the drawing feature, our documentation on the drawing, as well as a tutorial Git for a lot of the drawing features that we have in this class, in the actual Git. Thank you.